Okay, welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. My name's Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode is a post-fight show for UFC Fight Night, Belfort vs. Henderson, Part 3. Go over the main card, post-fight rundown, my thoughts, and was I right on my predictions and whatnot, so let's get started. The main event was Vitor Belfort vs. Dan Henderson, middleweight clash of the ages. Two legends in the sport. Yeah, I picked Dan Henderson to win this by landing his right hand H-bomb, but it didn't work out. He ended up getting caught almost like he did in the second fight against Belfort. And Belfort won. Yeah, it was head kick and punches, round one. It was pretty flashy still. He landed the kick and then Dan Henderson flew back and then he teed off on him. So it was a short, exciting fight. Yeah, it was only 2 minutes and 7 seconds, so not a whole lot happened. Good job, Vitor Belfort. He stays in the top 10. And yeah, that pretty much sums up the main event. Yeah, then on to the co-main event in the light heavyweight division. We had Patrick Cummins versus Glover Teixeira. Now this one, man, it's like a coin toss. Either it's going to be Patrick Cummins laying on top of Glover for 3 rounds, getting a unanimous decision win, or Glover ending it quick, just teeing off on the chin of Patrick Cummins. And that's pretty much what happens. It was barely halfway into the second round, boom, Glover found his rhythm, got him up against the cage and was teeing off, and Patrick Cummins couldn't deal with it anymore. Thus, Glover wins by second round. TKO punches. Glover did a good job. He keeps his top 5 rank by winning this fight. Yeah, poor Patrick Cummins, though. I'm a big fan of him. I hope he makes a big comeback in his next fight. Yeah, he's one of my favorite light heavyweights. So I want to see him get back on track and really. I was really hoping he would win this fight and build a name for himself on this fight, but unfortunately he lost and he has to go back to the drawing board. And it's hard because I'm convinced that's one of those things where he just doesn't have a good chin. His striking is average, his grappling is obviously really good, his submission defense is great, his wrestling is obviously top notch. So it's just, how do you train Patrick Cummins to be the total package? I mean, it just you gotta basically, I guess, teach him not to get hit, because some people can take hits better than others. That's why I'm not a fighter, because I feel like one clean shot on my chin, I'd be out. So it's no disrespect to any fighters that don't have a chin. It's just, I guess, biology. But Glover Teixeira, he wins, flashy knockout win. And then in the bantamweight division, we had Thomas Almeida versus Anthony Burchak. Yeah, this was first round KO punch win for Thomas Almeida. I knew Thomas Almeida would win this fight. He's a top prospect. He's undefeated. He's on some insane win streak. He is a flashy finisher. Thomas Almeida, I think, is a real deal, and he needs to fight. I think John Dodson calling him out, that's a good matchup for him. I think John Dodson coming back to bantamweight. This Burchak Almeida fight was in the bantamweight division, and Dodson coming back from flyweight to bantamweight. I think that'll be a good measuring stick on where Dodson is at bantamweight, and if Thomas Almeida can go well against a guy that's a big name and top prospect in any of the lower weight classes in John Dodson. So good job, Thomas Almeida. Thomas Almeida is a real deal at this point, though. Then in the lightweight division, we had Alex Oliveira versus Piotr Hallman. Yeah, this was, oh wow. This was KO punch, round 3 win for Alex Oliveira. Alex Oliveira is a talented veteran in the sport. Did a good job. And yeah, it was a battle. I knew it would be a battle, at least for the first round or two. because Hallman, he doesn't give up easily. So yeah, good job, Alex Oliveira. Then also in the lightweight division, we had Rashid Magomedov and Gilbert Burns. Yeah, this one, I picked Gilbert Burns to win, and I thought the home field advantage would play a factor, being in Brazil and everything, Burns being a Brazilian. But yeah, this one I was kind of skeptical on, because Rashid Magomedov, I mean, he could have a good night or a bad night, and this night was a good night for him. He dominated the stand-up each and every round pretty well. 30-27 unanimous decision across the board. Good job, Rashid. Got a clean-cut win there. Then to kick off the main card, we had in the light heavyweight division, Corey Anderson versus Fabio Maldonado. Fabio Maldonado, a lot of UFC fans know who he is, and Corey Anderson, winner of Ultimate Fighter 19. He's been on a win streak, and yeah, Corey Anderson's a guy to watch out for. This guy, he can wrestle, he can grapple, he can strike. I would say his grappling is, his wrestling takedowns is probably one of his biggest strengths. And so anyone fighting Corey Anderson needs to watch out for that. And his striking's pretty good. He has height and reach over a lot of his opponents. So be aware of that if you're fighting Corey Anderson. Yeah, Corey Anderson though, big fan of him. I think he's one of the more fun fighters to watch from season 19 Ultimate Fighter. And yeah, he won 30-27 unanimous decision across the board, all three judges. So good job, Corey Anderson. And yeah, he racks up another win for his win streak in the UFC. And yeah, that wraps up my post-fight show for the main card. Stay tuned for my next episode, which will be a pre-fight for UFC 193, which I will get out there before the event starts. So stay tuned for that. And then obviously a post-fight show after the event at some point in time in the near future. So stay tuned for both those episodes coming up soon. And that's going to be Ronda Rousey versus Holly Holm for the UFC Women's Bantamweight title, and Valerie Letourneau versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk for the UFC Women's Strawweight title in the co-main event. And it's going to be a huge event at a huge stadium in Australia. So stay tuned for my pre-fight and post-fight shows of that big UFC card. So a lot coming up in the coming week, and then after that you got the Kelvin Gastelum fight coming up after that. And so against Neil Magny, and yeah, until then, see ya.